Hello there, Greg Charlop here, the CEO of Visionary Remodels. I wanted to speak to you today about something important and frankly not relevant to Visionary Remodels but useful to you. I was recently at a course about how to prepare for disasters. I live in California in the Bay Area, and we're at risk for a lot of disasters like earthquakes, fires, even mudslides, all kinds of crazy things. The trick to surviving these things is being prepared for them before they happen. So I want to talk to you a bit about preparing for earthquakes. Earthquakes are particularly dangerous here, but one of the interesting statistics they mentioned at this class is that earthquakes can happen in 45 of the 50 US states. So earthquakes are a real problem, and most likely you're living in a place that's at risk for earthquakes. So I'm here in the kitchen. I want to talk to you what to do to prepare for earthquakes. Now I've got a bunch of papers here. There's all kinds of things you can do. You can get stuff online about what you should have, but I'm going to focus on how to prepare in terms of food and the kitchen for earthquakes in the event that one happens. The trick for preparation is you have to do it early. You can't wait for the earthquake to happen. You have to do it now. What I think, and I have to do this myself, is you just have to pick a day and decide this is the day you're going to go out and get all of the earthquake things you need so you're ready. If you wait until the disaster, it's too late and you're not going to be ready. Now, what we learned at the class is if there is a disaster, a big earthquake, a big fire, we may actually be cut off from getting any kind of supplies for a long time. It could be 3 or even 5 days or potentially more. So when you prepare your stuff for a disaster, you need to have stuff that'll last you at least 3 to 5 days. At least 3 to 5 days, and that's a lot. So I want to talk to you about the kitchen. First of all, I'm standing in front of these cabinets here. All of these cabinets, they're going to open up, and anything that's in them is going to fall to the ground and get destroyed. Any glasses, plates, everything, they're going to be destroyed. The kitchen is going to be full of broken glass. Now, one thing you could do to reduce the risk of this happening is kind of a clever idea, is you can use child safety locks on the doors. If you put child safety locks on the cabinets over here, then stuff will move around, maybe a few things will break, but at least the cabinets won't fly open, and your kitchen won't be full of broken glass and broken containers, so you could walk around in the kitchen safely. Now, let's talk about preparations for food. Well, what's going to happen in an earthquake? Well, first of all, you're going to lose power. Your refrigerator is going to go out, your freezer is going to go out. So you need to have enough food without the refrigerator and freezer to last for 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days, maybe more. Now, if you have more than just yourself in the family, if you have kids, if you have elderly people there, or you have pets, or anyone with special needs, you need to make sure that you have things for those people, for everybody in the family, and for your pets as well. So what should you do? There's a big earthquake, you've lost power, your refrigerator and freezer have shut off. What should you eat first? The first thing you should eat actually is stuff in the refrigerator. So if there's something in the refrigerator, you should live off of whatever's in the refrigerator for as long as you can until that's gone. Hopefully you have more in your refrigerator than hot dog buns and mustard and beer. But you want to make sure you've got everything in your refrigerator first and finish that stuff off because that's going to go bad first. Then eat the stuff in the freezer. And finally after that, you eat the leftover stuff. So the stuff in your emergency kit, the stuff in your pantry, all the other stuff. But start with the stuff in the refrigerator, then the freezer, then the stuff in the pantry and your emergency kit. Now, what should your emergency kit have in terms of food? Number one, you must have water. Lots and lots of water. It's estimated that you need about 1 gallon of water per person per day. 1 gallon of water per person per day. Now, about half of that will be for sanitation, like brushing your teeth, washing your face, washing your hands, and the other half will be for drinking and cooking. Now, that means if you have say a 4-person household and you want to be ready for 5 days, that's 4 people times 5 days, you need 20 gallons of water. That's a lot. It's a lot of water. So you need a lot of water. I would stock up on that stuff now. One of the interesting things I learned is that water actually has an expiration date. No, it's water, it doesn't seem like it should, but it does. So when you buy your water, check the expiration date and make sure you replace your water supplies before it expires. There are certain waters that are specifically made for earthquakes or for long duration survivability. Those waters you can keep for up to 50 years, but you have to read the label and make sure that it's the right kind of water. So lots of water, lots and lots of water. In terms of food, you want stuff that has lots of energy, high caloric value, and stuff that you'll eat. So for me, I like peanuts and peanut butter and things like that. So lots of peanut butter, jelly, stuff like that. It lasts for a long time. Lots of energy, lots of calories. That'll go a pretty long way. So that kind of stuff. Canned goods are another good option. Most canned goods are pretty good as long as you have a manual can opener. Don't forget that. So canned goods, peanut butter, jelly, those types of things have lots of energy. Energy bars are a good option, but you want to get the ones with the most calories. What the instructor told us is you can live on 800 calories a day, you could do it, but you're going to be miserable. You really want to have at least 1,200 or more calories per day worth per person, adult, to survive the earthquake and be reasonably comfortable. You also may want to get a few comfort foods, maybe dried candies, things like that. Something, because it's going to be pretty miserable. There's no reason you have to suffer more than you need to. You may want to have powdered coffee that you can make, or tea if you like that kind of thing. So have all that stuff ready. If you have kids in the house, make sure you have things that you could feed them. You might need to have dried milk or formula if it's a baby. If it's an elderly person living in your house, make sure you have whatever meets their specific dietary needs. And like I said, if you have pets, you want to make sure you have enough pet food. It's easy to forget that stuff. When I tell you, your pets are going to be pretty grumpy if they have to go a couple days without eating. They may start looking at eating you next if